And we are live. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are residing. It's Spence. It is Friday, November 1st, 2024. I'm going to check my sound. It's going to be a good day. Everything is connected properly today. While everybody wanders in, I want to just say hello to everybody. Hopefully you're having a nice, I'm going to adjust my, adjusting color. There we go. Hopefully you're having a nice fall. There's been crazy weather, lots of drama, lots of politics, blah, 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 blah. All I know is it was sunny and 80 degrees this week here in Chicago today, and yesterday a little colder. But today I want to actually make use of this beautiful day, a couple days before I turned the second time around 29, that I want to talk about conditions. There's so many conditions, so little time. When we're building custom WordPress solutions for ourselves, for our clients, it is so easy to use these conditions in a multifaceted way. And I've got my little show and tell toys here. Those of you who know me know that I use all these little toys for demonstrating when we use tags and custom fields for adjusting somebody's journey. I'm going to double check too. Hello. Make sure that if you're in the chat room, go ahead and say hi. I just want to make sure that I'm logged in. I'm going to actually switch my setting here to log in as WP Launchify. That way I can comment directly to you guys. Sorry about that. Always, always, always I have one little tchotchke here and there that I have to adjust. Okay, so YouTube WP Launchify. When I'm using the tags and the custom fields, this allows me to do two key things. Number one, it allows me to track the user's journey. It also allows me to use which things they've acquired in order to conditionally display or not display some things. So let's say, hello, gang. If somebody sees the text, go ahead and type on in just to make sure that that's working. And then I'm going to jump in. I'm going to do a live demonstration here because I also want to show how easy it can be to use the tools inside of Launch Kit. By the way, I am adjusting the name slightly with WP Launch Kit because there's another brand that already had the word Launch Kit and they have a domain on it. So I think from now on going forward, I'm going to be basically calling it MinuteLaunch Kit. We already have MinuteLaunch, and that's where the recipes are going. So I'm going to just start referring it to that. So in case you're confused, it is Launch Kit, but I'm going to say MinuteLaunch Kit. Let me go ahead and set up here. We're going to do a couple things. First of all, let's do a live demo. We can do this on try.new. Let's just do, I always said that I would not do that, but I'm going to actually do try.new plugins launch kit. Just because it's so easy to launch it. We can do this on InstaWP. We can even do it if you go ahead and grab yourself a launch kit itself. But it's just easy to spin this up. And I'm going to go ahead and share this too while that's spinning up. Okay. Let's start with the basics. I always cover this every time just because if you've never use Launch Kit, it's really important for me to share with you why this is so relevant and easy, whether it's for yourself or for your clients. Basically, think of having a concierge of the 4 seasons that has everything you ever need to build with ready to go. All the software, unlimited concierge support, and in this case, even the hosted solution. Now, the hosting is included in Launch Kit. You can use your own hosting if you wish. And I've also had several clients who've taken advantage of doing the relationship directly with Rocket, who is my hosting partner. The hosting is important because it keeps you out of the woods with what are the otherwise naughty things that some hosts will do, like caching your site. This is just a demo though, and I want to show how easy it is. When you use Launch Kit, you can get it for free from the repository. There's only 3 steps, right? I put in a new feature that lets you check all the checkboxes. I'm going to not hide the admin menu. The rest of these make the experience much easier to work with. Next is you just go ahead and put in your WP Launchify credentials in order to get access to the latest package of software. Could not be easier. No drama, no license keys, none of that. All of the support, all the updates come through this really efficient mechanism. So just as simple as logging in, and when you do, you'll be able to install in a matter of seconds what would have taken you, in some cases, minutes or hours, depending on what you're dealing with. So let's log in. And now what I like to do is, first of all, I'll always install the Cadence theme just because that's my preferred choice. You can build with any theme you want, but why? When you go to IKEA and the Lego store, you use the parts that they provide. That way you get the ultimate benefit, right? None of your stuff is different than the rest of thousands or tens of thousands of customers. Next, you want to make sure you've got the latest package, which is literally, well, 30 seconds ago. Otherwise, check for an update. Here, I'm going to install all of the plugins. Now, this is really efficient as a starting point because, again, I review this every Friday. This lets you install 99 to 100 plugins that are all the premium things and some of the free things you'll need without you having to do anything else. And the update mechanism is just as simple. And the reason that this is relevant is that this gives us the tools we need, turn on what we need, get rid of the rest. And then updates are just as simple. So let's say after these are installed, you can compare the plugins to what might need updating. One of the things I do is I stand as a buffer. A concierge buffer tests all of these things, which I will get to after today's live office hours, for updating. I will provide them after making sure that they don't break or crash or do unnecessarily harsh things to the ingredients freezer. One of the things I also want to point out is if you go to MinuteLaunch.com, I am also using the tools that I share with you about how to create an efficient website that doesn't require you to do duplicate work. So one of the things is that I've listed out with references all of the ingredients in the software bundle, and these will be used inside of the various recipes. So today's example will be put into the recipe card folder and used for future simplicity on how you can execute on this on your own. So here, for example, last week I did essential marketing automations. You notice we've got the ingredients. This will just take you to the ingredients page and allow you, it'll scroll down to it, allow you to see what it is that you're putting in. So with WP Fusion, it will have a blurb and maybe a short description of what it does, but then it'll also link you to the original documentation. The idea in my mind is the easier way for me to keep you guys up to speed on how I'm doing stuff and how you can do the same is short and simple recipe card connected to a standard set of ingredients. Standard set of ingredients is delivered as part of our deal, along with unlimited support, so that everybody is building the same kinds of things from the same kind of tools and can share and grow this kind of solution. WordPress as a service. And to me, this has proven to be just absolutely revolutionary compared with the Frankenstein monster building of old, where a well-intentioned person puts in 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 ingredients that nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. And just basically, Frank runs away and terrorizes the townspeople. Okay, now we've got the ingredients. Let's talk about what conditions mean. First of all, let's go turn on the plugins we're going to use. In this case, what I would like to recommend is we're going to turn on all of the Cadence stuff because it's just design tools. But I'm going to go down the list. So for today, we're alphabetically, we'll come across something else. Let's actually turn on, I don't think we're going to use Fluent Forms, but we'll turn on Fluent Forms just in case. Fluent Forms Pro. We're going to turn on Fluent Snippets in case I want to do something there. We'll turn on the Fluent CRM and the Fluent CRM Pro, so we have a way to store tags for conditions, and I'll tell you why that's important. Then we're going to go down and do all the Cadence stuff. So Cadence, I don't think we'll do the starter templates, but we'll turn it on. We'll put in the blocks. Cadence Pro for the theme. Launch flows, maybe. I'm not sure, because I don't think we're going to do a lot of WooCommerce stuff, but I'll put it in just in case. I'm going to go ahead here and also do WP Fusion and WooCommerce. So let's go ahead and let's actually turn on WooCommerce. Check out fields. I don't think I need to do a subscription. I'll do WP Fusion because that might come into play as well. And this is the other stuff that you want to turn on. For some of the conditions, we want to use a tool called block visibility. That's a really cool feature. So block visibility is one of the other ones. Now, there are maybe a few other things that I do here, but for right now, let's just enable these, activate them. And what we're going to end up with is just essentially the ingredients to build some really clever situations where not only can I track what the user is doing, but I can use the status of what they've done in order to display different things to different people at different times. Now, if I take a look at what I've activated, I want to show you, by the way, the close the loop. Notice all of these are activated, right? Block visibility, forms, Fluent snippets, Fluent CRM Pro. We can just do a quick little update here and there if we want to. And WP Fusion is good. What I want to clean up, I can just simply use the delete inactive plugins, right? So if I open this in a new tab, what's really neat about this is I just click this button and it deletes all of the stuff that I didn't use. And what I end up with is really, really nice. I end up with essentially only the plugins that I need and only the ones that are activated. And the reason that this is useful is not only did that take zero time, but now I can make a recipe. If I have to disable plugins, I can come back to a site where essentially I know everything that was enabled. And there's none of this mystery like, oh my, what was I using? Is this plugin supposed to be on? What's going to happen? Craziness, right? Lastly, I'll hide the notices. That'll get rid of all of those things that are showing up at the top of the page that I don't necessarily need to use. Okay, so basic stuff. In order to do conditions, we need to store and create and store some tags. That's typically how we're going to do it, in addition to other statuses. So let's go ahead and just really quickly set up Fluent CRM. Really, really simple. Settings, we need to create a list. So we just say, let's go. I'm going to ignore that error for a second. This is the try.new server. So it's sometimes very, very low horsepower, but it demonstrates you can do a lot with even a free server. So what we're going to do here is let's just do the general settings. Oh, this is just fussing me up here every time. Let's see. I don't know what the server is trying to tell me, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get past this. Let's see what the error is. I have no idea why it's getting that, so I'm just going to ignore that for a second. Let's go back over here to business settings. Let's hopefully it'll allow us to save stuff. And let's go ahead and we need to at least create some basic stuff like a list and so forth. Oh, come on. Come on, try.new. Come on, zipwp. Don't leave me hanging here. I promised last time I would not use the try.new in order to do my live events, but in this case, I regret my decision. So let's see if we get away with doing it this way. Let's see if we get out of Fluent CRM and maybe the problem will go away. Let's just make our main list. I'm going to ignore the errors for right now. The main list is going to be main list. We just need a place to store the tags. Hopefully this will allow us to do so. The joy. Okay. Let's see if I can fix it before I have to bail out on this and go with a different setup. I'm going to turn off a couple things and see if that gets it. Okay, let's try it this way. Trying to see what it is coming from. It just seems to be some errant CSS that is not happy. So I don't know what to do here. Honestly, I'm just going to take out the plugins. Let's try it. Try that one more time. See if I have any luck. Nope. Okay, I'm going to go to plan B. I'm going to set up exactly as I did. If bear with me for one more second, I'll just launch a new site with WP Launchify. Let's go ahead and just do a free site here real quick. So we're actually going to launch a new site from scratch, and you'll get to see how this would actually look through your Launch Kit checkout experience. This is just for today's example. I've set up a sample here. And let's just go ahead and grab me a copy. I'm going to see in the meantime if I had a site that was already set up. This usually takes about a minute to launch. Let me see if I had a site from last week, though. I think I did, actually. Oh, I do have a site anyway, so I can grab that as well. What will typically happen is when you do an order for a Launch Kit or one of the other tools that provides it, it'll show up in your orders. And it takes about a minute to launch. And when it does, it'll send you the notification that the site has been launched. Right now, it's still processing it. But I've got this other site for right now. So let's just use that. And that already has the tools in place. So we won't lose a lot of time. Sorry about that, gang. I always work without a net. Hold on, let me get the URL. But the danger of doing so is that sometimes you rely upon the variability of the systems outside of your control. Like in this case, I have no idea what's going on with try.new or zip, but today it seems unhappy. Let me see if I can get in here with my credentials. Okay. So this is actually on rocket.net with Launch Kit installed. Same idea. So all we have is we have Fluent CRM set up, and we've got a main list. And you don't need more than one list, because if you have more than one main list, it's like dividing people who went to a convention into different ballrooms versus everybody being in one ballroom and just wearing the tags. It's much easier to work with a group of people segmented by tags. We also had created here, probably, let's just double check what I have. I probably have some tags that were sample tag 1, sample tag 2, abandoned cart. So I can use these for the segmenting that I'm going to show you in a second. Next, we go to WP Fusion, if we haven't already, settings, WP Fusion, and we connect this to Fluent CRM. And that will be done under setup if you've not done it already. And you just choose Fluent CRM as the CRM, this site. We then connect and make sure that the lists that are being used is the main list. Okay. Finally, we want to go to WooCommerce. And let's see if I've got that turned on here. I have WooCommerce, so that we can create products and do some other conditional stuff. One of the things that I also want to check just to make sure is that on this site, I've got that block visibility enabled as the plugin. And I do not. So here's a good example of two things I'm going to do. I go back to Launch Kit, and it's easy as this. I just go to install and update. I'm going to make sure that those two other plugins I'm going to want are installed. One is admin menu editor, so I can organize this alphabetically. And 2 is going to be the block visibility. All you have to do is, I know I can see it's been updated this morning, is just go to the name of the thing, right? So I want to install block visibility. Install. I want to install admin menu editor. Super easy. Install. And now I just go to my plugins and I can enable them there. There's a tool in Launch Kit to enable them, but it's just as easy to enable them here. And this is as fast as things can be compared to, I'm sure you guys using WordPress know how crazy it can be in the admin dashboard otherwise. So what I like to do is using Admin Menu Editor Pro, there's one magical setting that I use all the time. It's the alphabetical tool. Just go in the left column, sort by this. What I'll do is I'll bring the dashboard up, and sometimes I'll put like Fluent CRM up. And in doing so, I get, as a 58-year-old this week, I will get an organization on my left side that's much, much easier to manage. You can even turn this, if you want, into a divider. So instead of a spacer, it can literally be a line. But you see, it's much easier now to work with this. Okay, so let's start with the concepts of visibility and tags. I can use the tags that somebody receives from something they've clicked or bought or seen or subscribed to or progressed. When these happen, I can do that in at least 3, maybe 4 ways as a conditional. Let's start with the most obvious. If I had a new page and I wanted to present content only to certain people, then let's go ahead and set that up. Okay, protected content based on tags. Okay. First of all, I can use Cadence here in the kit to kind of set this up in a nice way. I can leave the layout default. I can make it boxed. I can do any design stuff I want to do, which is really handy. But as far as the content itself, let's just say this is page content, blah, blah. And, maybe there's an image or something else in here. And I'll just choose it from whatever I have in my media library or Pexels or something. I'll just put that in. Okay. So out of the box, this is a published page. It's normally available to the public. Okay. Everybody can see it. Let's go ahead and talk about condition number 1 is using WP Fusion and a tag that say you must have a tag in order to see the content of this page in all or part. You use the settings over here. So we're on the page, and inside of the meta box, you will see for WP Fusion, which, by the way, notice there's page and block. Make sure you're on page. You'll scroll down and you'll see a meta box here for WP Fusion. Users must be logged in to view this page. Now, let's talk about the difference between logged out and logged in users. The way that WP Fusion and Fluent CRM really work best is not with cookies. It works because we have everybody registered and logged in order to track their journey and give them the optimal display of conditional stuff. Yes, that does require somebody to be logged in, but here's the benefit. Number 1, in the world we live in, nobody needs or cares to know the difference between logged in and logged out because it can happen automatically and dynamically. 2, if they're really concerned about privacy, they can just come and go and log out. I mean, it's really as simple as like, I'm in the health club. I've walked through the front door. Clearly, I'm consuming content at the health club of your website. It's not a great surprise to anybody. If you are in the European Union or you have GDPR concerns, you can put up the necessary warnings. You are now being tracked. But that's just nonsense. And I have not heard of anybody as an attorney who has been prosecuted for using tags and marketing automation while somebody is basically a member of their membership site. That just does not happen. It's ridiculous. And you don't need to worry about it because you can always divest the site of any information about somebody's history. Let's just talk about it in terms of practical North American journeys. You'll notice this is a condition by itself. In order to view this page at all, I'm saying you got to be logged in. Okay, easy. Either you need any of these tags, like you could put 2 or 3 tags here, any of these tags, or you can be really prescriptive and say all of these tags. You must have both of these tags in order to see the content. Let's just keep it simple and say any of these tags. What happens now is when I go to view this page, as the admin, I'm going to see everything. So let's be sure that we change the settings of WP Fusion. Let's make sure I'm on the right site here. Let's go to WP Fusion and turn off the default behavior that allows me as the admin to see everything. And that's under Settings, WP Fusion. Right here, there's an option in the general settings for here it is. Restrict content, exclude administrators. Users with administrator accounts will be able to view all content. Turn that off. So now I'm going to have tags apply to me as the administrator. The other tool is really useful for debugging, but I want to show you what's going to happen if I'm just like any other user of the site. When I refresh the page, I get the default message. Oops. Sorry, Spence. Now, this default message can be changed in WP Fusion. It's the universal one. Oops. You did it again. Not a Britney fan, but that one's stuck in my head. You can make this the global message for conditionally displaying the entire page content. You can also adjust the settings for various levels of how much do you want to reveal, which is really useful. So for example, here are some additional content restrictions, right? Hide from menus. Do you want to hide any page from any menus if it's restricted from that person being able to see it because they don't have the tag? Do you want to actually filter the queries from the search results? This is very powerful. I'll get to this next, but it's also expensive in terms of, the site has to work a little harder. You can return somebody after login. So if you require somebody to be logged in and they go to a page that has something protected, they got to go to use the login form, and then this brings them back. Super easy. You can also prioritize it over other tools that you might have, like a redirect after login plugin, so that it's like this one's going to take full ownership of you. Now, you can also put a URL in if you want to take them somewhere else outside of the site, maybe, or even a custom page on the site that's not indexed as a page. You can also use the default generic URL. These are just handy tools. This one is the best one, per post messages. If you enable this, it allows you to override on the post itself what the thing is that somebody will get. So if we refresh this page, we can use a custom message, even though the default message is there, for this page specifically. So if we scroll down here, I think it's going to be the bottom of the page. Here is the restricted content message. This awesome camera image is only available to members. Click here to join. And then you can make the click here into a link if you want, and so forth. Okay. The way that this displays now changes over here. Let's refresh the page. And you see now we got the custom message. All right, let's do some cooler things here. I can also redirect to a page on a per post basis. So if I don't want to use the default redirection, I could say, let's take me to WPLaunchify.com. This is awesome if you're trying to do partnership stuff or you're doing complex things that you need really granular control. Watch what happens now. When I refresh this page, it's going to take me, I hope, to WPLaunchify. It's like a magic trick, I'm telling you. Okay, now let's undo that. Let's undo this tag thingamabob. That's a legal term. So now we're back to there's no restriction. Let's talk about the condition of, did Spence visit the page? Why is this useful? Well, let me tell you. Let's say you're using all of the awesome tools inside of MinuteLaunch Kit, and you want to know if somebody went to the webinar. Did they see your sales page? Did they get to a lesson? Did they take a quiz? It's a way to track, did somebody show up? Did they come to your free seminar about the condos you're selling on that beautiful island? That's when we use the apply tags on view. Now, there's a dynamic capability to create these tags, by the way, which is awesome. I can say viewed camera page, and I just click on the blue add new. When I save it, I want to be sure to refresh the tag. So I have to save it. And what I like to do is make sure I go to the WP Fusion admin bar and refresh one time, and then refresh the page one time. Here's what's going to happen now. If somebody who is already registered and logged in is traversing your site, this will then give them the tag. And it can even include me. So let's make sure that I'm actually in the Fluent CRM, because I'm the admin, and normally I wouldn't be as the admin, as I was just saying. So let's just make sure if I go to my profile, user profile, let's just add me as a contact in the CRM so we can track my journey as well. Okay. So you go down here in my normal setup, and I can see whether I have, notice it says no contact. So I'm going to create a contact for me, help at WP Launchify. And we can see I've got no tags. Some people say no class, but I say no tags. Now watch this. I'm going to go to this page now because it's not protected anymore, but I'm logged in. I look at the page. Oh, cool camera. Let's now check out what happens in the CRM. If I go to the Fluent CRM under contacts, where I should have Spence, help at WP Launchify, Oh, how cool. Spence now has the tag viewed camera page. What the hell are you going to do with that? Well, you're going to know and be able to segment on everybody who ever visited that page, right? So if I go to all contacts and I filter by, hey, who has viewed the camera page? It's going to filter and sort out those people. Next, what are you going to do? You're going to send an automation based upon that as the trigger. New automation, create from scratch. Who visited camera page? You don't need a question mark. Tag applied. Is the tag applied is what it's asking. The tag is viewed camera page. We can run this even if they're not in a subscribed status, because this is like, let's say Spence gets on your CRM and he's like, I do not want to see any of your newsletter stuff. Just leave me alone. You still want to use his CRM status and tags for tracking his behavior, his journey. So that allows you to run the automation on him, even though it's not going to be necessarily sending him marketing things. And then you can restart this multiple times, because this may be something where you take the tag away or do it over. And now you do whatever you want to do. Here's two cool conditions that are really, really powerful. Condition one is you can send him something, an email, a text message, whatever, 3 maybe. Number 2, you can add him conditionally and even approve his status into the community if you're using community. Number 3, you can change the look and the feel of the site or give him another tag that you've got it unlocks something else. So let's do that one. If somebody gets the tag viewed the page, let's go ahead and do an action of applying another tag. And the tag we're going to apply is something we can create here on the fly. We're going to call this can view butterfly page. I wouldn't use that many words, but I'm just going to make this very, literal. So if somebody views the camera, they get a tag, can view butterfly page. End automation here. So what we've done, and let's scroll up here, and this funnel. Save settings, and then let's activate this. What this is a simple automation that says if somebody gets a tag from doing something like visiting the webinar, the page with the camera, they're going to get a tag that unlocks the visibility of the butterfly page. So real quickly, let's just go over here to pages, and we'll add a new page. And we'll do exactly what I showed you a moment ago. By the way, I want to comment. I love Adam and Sujay and everything with Try.new. I don't know what's up. That's a free demo site, but I want to say one of the reasons I include Rocket.net sites into everything with LaunchKit. Do you notice what's not happening here? Nothing is breaking. It's the exact same setup. I've got no hassles, no mysteries, no whatever. This is a perfect example. I can't stop thinking in my head of why I do what I do with including the Rocket.net hosting, because there are so many variables involved. And like people could spend a day, a week, a month, a year trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with my host, when if I gave everybody the same stuff, we just avoid the conversation and it costs you nothing extra. Butterfly page. Get a very polite and quiet crowd today. Here I'm going to put in a picture of a butterfly. A pretty butterfly. Butterfly. This would be your membership content, your video, your lessons, your LearnDash course, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. We put that in and we're going to set it up exactly the same we did before. We go to page, WP Fusion, must be logged in, require tags. Okay. Notice it's not, oh, there it is. Can view butterfly page. We need to have that tag. Otherwise, we're going to send them to, let's give a weird page. It'd be probably your membership site, but let's do, let's actually do that. Let's do a product that they can buy the butterfly membership. So if we look at our products, just set up a really quick product to sell access. I'll give them the tag, right? Buy butterfly membership. Okay. Virtual. It's whatever. It could be one time or it could be a subscription. Let's just do one time. You pay $100, goes to the Launch Flows checkout, and it goes to the thank you page. Or in this case, even better, I would send them right to the butterfly page if you wanted, but the thank you is nice because it lets them know that they bought something, and so you don't have to worry about it. But you know what? Let's do it. Let's just do butterfly. So we'll send them right to the butterfly page. Um, what we'll do here is WP Fusion. We're going to give you can view butterflies. So if somebody pays $100 because they went to the page and they couldn't get the butterfly, we send them to the product to buy it. When they are done buying it, it sends them back to the page. The conditions are controlling everything, but look how simple this is. I'm just literally piecing things together. Okay. What I was going to do here is I was just going to add a product image just so we know when we go to buy it what it is. Okay. And then finally, let's just take the URL of this page, which is here. And we are going to, that's the wrong link, we're going to use that as the redirection page for somebody. So when we go over here to what I was doing before with restricted content, if they can't see the butterfly page, we want them, this page, we want them to go to the page that's the product to buy it, right? So I'll just paste that URL in, publish. Let's try the whole shenanigans, okay? Now I want to make sure that for me, I'm going to remove my tags. So I can start this as if I was from, scratch. Let's go to my contact profile. It's really simple to just remove my tag. Okay. I'm going to get rid of viewed camera page tag. So what I've set up is I've set up a page that's like a webinar page. If somebody views that, they will get the tag, can view the butterfly page. I'm going to show that one. If, however, you wanted to just sell access to the butterfly page, somebody going to that page will be redirected to the product where they can buy that without even seeing a message. Once they buy that, it will take them back to the page. Okay, so let's try it. I'm going to go, here's the butterfly page. Let's view the page right now. I have no tags. Notice it didn't even show me the page. It just like literally took me right to buying access. I'm going to buy it with the one-click checkout capability of launch flows and so forth. This is actually not set up with launch flows, but it's okay. We're going to edit this page as well. If you've not set up launch flows, what it does is it allows us to get rid of all the weird shenanigans of WooCommerce. So all you need to do is get rid of the WooCommerce shortcode, checkout shortcode, and turn on launch flows. Just turn on add a checkout to this. And that's enough. And it allows you to do stuff, where you can purchase without a hassle, right? Seems we need to turn on one other thing though. Sorry about that. We need to turn on the Stripe gateway. So let's add the plugin. We'll go from Launch Kit again. Sorry, I didn't set it up in advance, but it's easy to add it in. We just go over here and like I did before, let's just add the Stripe gateway, WooCommerce Stripe gateway. And it's right here. We can also just do COD. It really makes no difference to demonstrate this, but I just want to show you how easy it is to just use everything you need from the ingredients list is here in the freezer. So why not just turn it on? And if we do the Stripe gateway, so fast and easy to set up now, we just go over here to settings for WooCommerce, payments, and we choose Stripe gateway and we'll turn it on, finish setup. It now allows us to just click and connect, which is so awesome. You can create a test account instead, even better. And all you do is just do this. You're in test mode. Skip this form. I'm signed in as probably one of my clients or something like that. I'm going to return to WooCommerce. Okay. And now we've got it enabled, at least for the purposes of testing and demonstrating today. So if we go back to our checkout, we should be able to see the payment method and checkout. So let's go ahead and check out with our test card that they tell you we can use. 555. And I can also make launch flows save this automatically. There's a way to simplify a lot of these things with not having so many fields with the checkout field manager. I'll show you that in a second if we have time. Right now, just to get through this, let's see if I have enough filled out so I can place the order. And when I do, when I put my name in, Spencer Foreman, and it's 1234 Main Street. When I do, I will be taken to the butterfly page and I'll have full access. Ta-da. Okay. Couple things that I promised you. So what has happened is I have given somebody a page that is protected conditionally with they need the butterfly tag. The butterfly tag could be given by visiting the webinar page as a gift, or it could be done by an automation. And if they don't have the tag, we can sell them the tag by way of a WooCommerce product. Notice when I go back here, well, you can see it even in this view, but you can see a couple things. First of all, I got the view butterfly tag, but watch what else I've got for conditions. My purchase history. Look, I bought the thing. The order is there. The details of the order are there. That's some stuff I can use for some conditions. Let's talk about conditions using that plugin that I was talking about, which is the block visibility. Let's say I'm at let's do the butterfly page again. Well, no, I'm going to close a couple windows. Let's go back to our original page, which is the protected content based on tags. Let's edit this now to talk about conditionally displaying things inline, like products or offers for different people for different things. Okay, and let me scroll this down a little bit. There we go. One of the things we can do is we can conditionally display different content based upon tags or things like what somebody has previously purchased or things like what somebody has in their cart. So powerful. Let me also get rid of the header on this page. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. First of all, we can do inline, protecting it with the WP Fusion or the Fluent CRM wrappers. So WP Fusion, if we do /WP Fusion, this gives us a conditional wrapper. This wrapper, if we go to the block setting here, can be based upon require a tag. So in order to view this stuff, you need to have one of these tags. Let's say if we put that butterfly content in, if you have the tag already, then we can put the butterfly content into the top section, the stuff that says, yes, you've got the tag. And we just simply do exactly like we would have done on a separate page, but now it's in its own block. And then for you don't have the tag, guess what we can put? We can put in a sales pitch for getting the thing. So let's just do a simple button and we'll do advanced buttons. It says buy access to butterfly content now. Okay. And what I would do here is I put a link in, you guessed it, to the butterfly direct to cart. So let's just go over here. And if we go to our product that we had just made a second ago, the butterfly, we'll just go ahead and open it. And let's get the direct to checkout link from Launch Flows so we can put that in our button. On the right-hand side of the product, if we scroll down, is the direct checkout link. Just copy that, put that as the link for the button. Magic will ensue. Now, let's take a look at what we've got. If we look at the page, and I don't have the butterfly, let's make sure it's saved. Okay. Also, let's make sure we'll put something else on the page that's interesting. This is a members content page. So at least we have something that shows up no matter what. Okay, we've got this here. Let's make sure that I have saved this properly. So restrict content to present users that are logged in and have at least one of the following tags. This should display, so I'm going to add something above it just in case. Add before. This is content if you don't have the tag. Just want to make sure nothing else is affecting that. And sometimes we also, if you're on Rocket, we clear the cache. We purge everything. That's sometimes necessary. I'm not 100% sure why that isn't working. So I'm going to try to reset that again because that should be working as is. Let's just make sure that that's all going well. This could have something to do with my being an administrator because the other conditions about turning off the access to administrators, I think is being affected by differently by this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in an incognito mode and just double check it, but that's okay. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So let's try this again. I'm going to go into this page, but I'm going to log out and see if it gives me a different. There we go. So what was happening there, sorry about that, is that the WP Fusion restrictions when I'm the admin are unfortunately, I'll let Jack know about it, are not working on the wrapper the same way they are for the rest of the site. But that's okay. The condition is just for me to demonstrate it. You guys, I think, get the gist of it, is that you can use the tags for protecting content within a page as well. Let me log back in. Okay. So let me show you another way of doing this. Besides the WP Fusion wrapper, we can use the Fluent CRM wrapper, which is also pretty cool. I like it because it's singular. So if we add before and we type, sorry, not the WP Fusion, the Fluent conditional, this works very similarly. Notice this wrapper has a condition, show if or if not. So show if somebody has the Can View Butterfly page. Here we'll just copy and we'll paste inside of here the butterfly. Works the same way. Let me get rid of the WP Fusion. What happens here is we just have to set up an alternative condition with a different wrapper if they do not have it. But unlike the WP Fusion wrapper, I think this will show properly. This is a member's contact page. If you don't have the butterfly tag, you can't see it. As the admin, I do. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's do a condition based upon something else, such as, I'm going to put my butterfly here, such as whether somebody has something in the cart. Okay, so we'll put in, for example, an advanced image of the butterfly, and we're going to use that block with the block visibility controls. By going, we click the block, we go to advanced, and then looking for the visibility tool. I want to make sure that I've got it on because I don't think I have it enabled. So let's make sure. The plugin is block visibility. Looks pretty good. Let's try it again. I work without a net. I'm not embarrassed to say. Oh, it's right here. Sorry. It was right in front of me. So it's actually showing up above the layout controls. So we select the block, we click on Visibility Plus. Here's where we can choose an unbelievably cool amount of stuff. What's the user's browser or device? Is a cookie set? What day and time it is? Where are they located? Metadata, like do they have custom user metadata? A query string. This is awesome. Like, does the URL have a question mark equals something? The source of the referral, the screen size, the URL path. Like, are they on this page or that page? User role, visibility. And here, my favorite, you can use the WP Fusion stuff as rules as well, but I want to use WooCommerce right now. So I'm going to show this block if here's a bunch of WooCommerce rules. And I don't know if you can see this. I'll zoom in a bit. But for example, does the cart contain a product? Are there a certain number of products? Is there cart value, quantity, how much somebody spent, average order value, total orders? Let's do total orders on customer history. Only show the butterfly if is equal to or greater than, right? So is greater or equal to 1. This butterfly will show if the logged in user has an order history of at least 1 order because they're an awesome customer. Watch, let's just see what happens. Let's open this in a new tab. Not working. I'm the admin, so we'll see if this changes. Let's say 0. And now it appears. Really cool, right? Let's do some cart behavior just for fun. So if we say cart contents contains a specific product, like if you have offers, you don't want to show an offer for something if somebody has already decided to put it in their cart because they already know they want it. Why bother them with, hey, let me show you how to get this thing in your cart when they've already got it in their cart? So at least or all of the selected. So we'll say at least one of the selected, and the product is going to be butterfly. Okay. So show this is not what we want. We want to say hide this, right? So let's do is not none of the selected. If they have the butterfly membership, do not show this. Because remember, this would have been like with the link to go buy the product. Okay. So we test it. And of course, at first it's going to be fine. But let's go to the shop and put that butterfly in. Shop, singular. I put the butterfly in. Butterfly is in my cart. Let's double check, right? So it's in there. Now let's go back 2 clicks. Let's refresh this page. Sorry, Charlie, nothing there. I would change the message so it doesn't say this is a member page anymore. Instead, I would put the condition on this, the block itself of like, hey, you've already got this in your cart. But this is super cool, right? Like just think about how awesome this can be, where we can change and adjust the user's journey and show them different things on any page, even the checkout, based upon what they've done, what they bought, what tags they are, even like weird stuff like time of day. I mean, let's just literally look at the time of day thing. So do you want to see the butterfly? We're going to adjust the butterfly's visibility based on something like time of day. So we go to the block for the butterfly. And you know what throws me off? Look what's interesting. Notice I was correct the first time. I like to be correct. It now shows up under the advanced tab, but initially it showed up on the first above this whole block. So let's get rid of this rule, right? I think I can get rid of this here. Reset all. Okay, I'm going to set a new visibility based upon time of day. Okay, date and time, show the block. From now to forever sounds kind of harsh. Let's do day of the week. Okay. I want to show this offer on Fridays. Pretty cool. Remember, your server's time may around midnight change over. So be clear when you do this, right? You can make it seasonal, but this is going to use like your UTC plus whatever hours. But the point is, make this visible on Fridays. Let's see what happens. If I go over here, today is Friday, it should show up. Let's change the date to Thursdays only. Save. I may need to clear the cache. I'm not sure. No, it works. Okay. And it doesn't show up. All right. I think I've done enough considering I took up a lot of time, but let me just like review this. So what we've got here in MinuteLaunch Kit is the ability to immediately get a solution that is nothing more, nothing less than a curated selection of features that you don't have to pay for independently, that are supported by me, that, as I demonstrated accidentally, include the awesome streamlined Rocket.net best in industry hosting as part of the price. It's $97 a month. You can't beat that because you can come and go as you wish anytime. You own all the software. It's about $6,400 of software. It's unlimited email support from me in order for you to go ahead and do anything you want to do. I've got the full documentation plus thousands of hours of video showing what I'm showing you now. But what I demonstrated today is the marketing automation capabilities here are that in minutes, you could take a recipe, click, 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 assemble something incredibly powerful that gives a custom user journey and uses the user's status with their tags or otherwise to both do selling, visibility control, granular control. You can have conditionals of all kinds on time of day, price, things in the cart, what they've done and bought and seen. And you can trigger automations. I didn't show SMS, but you can send out SMS messages just as easily as you send out emails. So all of those features are available in a box that you own and control for yourself or your clients. Now at WP Launchify, I make this super easy for you because either for yourself or your clients, it's one price for everything you want to do. $97 a month includes all three things: the software bundle, unlimited email, plus the hosted Rocket.net account. If you want to do just software only, you can do Launch Kit to go and no support from me. If you have clients, you can go ahead and add on clients, and I will take all the responsibility for them for just $60 a month. On all of these, you get a $20 a month per client unlimited lifetime referral. So as long as they pay me, you get $20 a month. You could be making $240 a year just from referring your clients directly to me. But if you handle them yourself, you can use your one account as the basis and install this unlimited number of clients with your own hosting. Maybe you want to go to rocket.net, in which case you just do wplaunchify.com rocket. And that should send you over to Rocket with my affiliate link. Here's the difference. You will still get the awesome Rocket, but now what you're going to do is I will be paid an affiliate amount and I will not be hosting you, but I can support you equally, or your clients, because as long as you're using rocket.net, I have none of the variabilities like I accidentally displayed at the beginning. I love Adam and Sujay, but that try.new thing with all the weird stuff, it's just not set up properly as far as like, I don't know what's going on today. So in order to avoid these complications, the starter of $30 a month is equivalent to the $1 a month thing I give you. But here's what I really want you to see. I think that for many people, you can just go ahead and get yourself an agency account of 10 sites for $100. You have one Launch Kit account, $97. You can install it on all of your clients and use your own Rocket controls. And each of those costs you $10 a month per client. You sell your clients for $97 a month. You don't have to worry about the technicalities, because you'll notice here's the Rocket team is like concierge. Here's Yao. They're always available for you first person. But with Launch Kit and this, you get the ability to build your own mini empire, essentially me being your wholesaler, and we both win, right? So I get paid by them for your hosting, for you using it at no extra cost. You get the benefit of Launch Kit. It only costs you one price of $97 a month. Really good idea for agencies. And as far as what you've built, once you've created something once, I think this is the big takeaway. You, generally speaking, can save and reuse the same thing for unlimited clients. You'll notice how quickly I spun up that office hours and just ding, 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 adjusted some things. Most clients need to change the logo, change the branding, change a couple words, and put everybody in the same stack. And I feel that's the ultimate benefit here, is the WordPress as a service makes this solution very similar to Kartra, Kajabi, Shopify, any of the CRMs, except you've got total ownership and control for yourself and your clients. Okay, thanks for your patience. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I want to let you know, if you're in America, get out and vote. I've already done so. I am going to enjoy my birthday weekend. I'm also going to go in for surgery Monday, 7 a.m. Talk to the guy. It's not going to be full-blown surgery. It's just a little tweaky because I've been feeling pretty okay with a few limits. I'm hoping this is almost the end of this journey, if not the end of it, because man, oh man, I'm excited about what's going on with the politics in the world, and in WordPress have made it more than ever clear that we're in a world where we have to help each other. My feeling is that I'm here in service to you, in service to others, and I like to teach you that, show you that, enable you to do that, because if we don't help each other, we've got nothing as human beings. And I think the world is overdue for we're all on this journey together. So let's make it easier for everybody, because when you do that, it becomes easier for yourself. So I hope you have an amazing weekend. I hope to be back in business maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, but if I'm not, I'll let you guys know. It's because I'm just resting my back. Otherwise, if you have questions, let me know. If you'd like to join me, go to wplaunchify.com and join up now. Tell your friends. It's a great referral. It's a great way to make money, even passively. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Ciao.